I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020. Another guy that works with us is Doug Hetty out at KOAM TV in Joplin, Missouri. Hey, Doug, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you? Look at it's funny you mentioned this. I have this old vintage KOM mug that I'm drinking my coffee out of this morning.
Well,
I
that's
think it's at
fantastic.
least 25 years old.
And it's amazing it's lasted so
I
long.
know.
So very exciting. Of course, we're going to be using it's backwards.
Yeah.
Does it show up backwards on there? The
No,
LRC
it's
it
yeah.
shows up, it shows good.
Uh-huh.
The LRC predicted this. And this is exciting, everyone, because we are going to go through the NFL schedule. The Kansas City Chiefs are trying for a three-peat. And we have a special new tool that we're going to share with you. If you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, a Miami Dolphins fan, a Chicago Bears fan, oh boy, they're going to have an interesting season, aren't
Yeah.
they? A Bills fan, a Los Angeles Chargers or Rams fan, whoever you're a fan of, you can get a weather forecast for the entire season right now. How is that possible, Doug?
The global predictor.
The global predictor. Let me share it with you. Let me share my screen so you can all see what we're talking about. This is the global predictor, and you can download it on your app for your mobile device right now. You just go search for global predictor. You click on global predictor and you'll get the forecast right here. Then you'll download it, and you have to get the pro version. It's available on mobile devices. So search for the global predictor. And here's how it works. On the weather2020.com website, when you register here, the same login credentials you have for your password and login will work on the app as well. So, but on the website version, it's really cool. So we're gonna get to the schedule, but let's say we're going to London. There's a game in London, right, Doug?
Yeah.
So
What
we're
was it?
going,
October 6th, I think.
yeah, I think it's October 6th and it's October
I
13th.
think
So
the following week too. I think the 13th.
yeah,
So
so you click on London, you can zoom all the way in and find the stadium if you want to. And when you click, wherever you go in the world, you get your address where you're clicking, and it's October 6th and 13th. So right now on the global predictor, you can see the forecast 54 degrees for a high in the 6th, 53 degrees for a high in the 7th, on 13th. And then here's the low temperatures, 40s and 38
yeah.
even. Any snow? No snow
Yeah.
in London. And it looks like it's going to be dry for
Yeah.
those games.
Looks good.
These are the days with rain. Of course, the new LRC will be setting up then, but that's in London. All right. So this is how the global predictor works. Anywhere in the world you click, you can get a forecast. So we'll get back to that. I want to show you our PowerPoint presentation here as we
Okay.
go into the season. The Chiefs, are they going to three-peat, Doug?
It is. I mean, obviously, nobody's ever done it before, so I mean, chances are they won't. But I think if any team can do it, it's this team, and they seem motivated. They seem to be coming to work. They're not kind of messing around at practice. So I think they got a chance. What do you think?
I think they're going to definitely make a big run. We know how these games go. When you get to the playoffs, anybody can beat anyone,
Yeah.
but obviously the Chiefs have a very good chance of doing it. So if we look at the Chiefs' schedule this year, this is their 17 game schedule over 18 weeks. First thing that stands out is week 6 is the bye week.
Right. Which is early.
I know. So what will their record be at that point? We're going to go through this game by game, Doug and I, in just a second. The big games weather-wise are November 17th at Buffalo, because Buffalo can start having impacting weather by November and December. And
Yeah.
so we'll look at that forecast.
I remember last year Buffalo had to move a game to Detroit because of lake effect snow.
I know. And so will that happen? December 21st as well against the Houston Texans at home. The Chiefs will be hosting this game, but we know the weather in Kansas City in late December can be volatile too.
Yep.
So this is the schedule. Those are the two big games. So when we go into the global predictor, the Ravens against the Chiefs right now, and for the last 6 months, you've had this forecast because the global predictor goes out 6 months. 83 degrees has been our forecast high, somewhere between 83 and 86. Is there going to be any rain that day? On the global predictor, you do have high temperatures, low temperatures, snow or rain, and you could even switch to degrees Celsius if you're from out of the country. Of course, the United States, we use Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, let me jump in here when you're explaining the predictor. So, like, you have 83 circled, it's a light blue. So that shows us it's a little bit below normal. Then you can see the third week, it's a real bright red. That means it's well above normal for highs.
Exactly. Yeah, good point, Doug. Thank you. The light blues are showing the blues will be showing below average temperatures. The reds will show above average temperatures. So when there's no color, it's about average, 77 degrees on the 27th. And so there is the forecast for the Ravens game. Any rain? It does have showers and thunderstorms that day. It's been showing it, hopefully, because the 4th doesn't have rain. I was just kind of hoping it would move out of there. But right now, the global predictor, which uses the LRC technology, the only way you can know when and where there will be tropical storms, winter storms, severe weather outbreaks, floods, droughts, and forecast for football games.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So there you go. That's the forecast for game. So what do you think is going to happen in the Ravens Chiefs game?
I know it's at Arrowhead. I know they throw the banner down and all. I just think that's going to make the Ravens even more mad that they didn't get that chance. I think we may come out a little bit slow, and I think maybe the Ravens get us on that one. Very similar back to 2017 after the Patriots won and Alex Smith, or I guess 2017, his last year starting. We went into New England, thumped them.
That's right. And then New England is winning it all. So
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it'll be at home. The Ravens are not playing their starters during the preseason. The Chiefs are going to be ready. I think that's a factor. I think Andy Reid is doing the right thing. I don't understand what's going on in the NFL right now with these teams not starting their starters or playing a lot of times. So I think the Ravens come in rusty. The Chiefs will be fresh. And the Chiefs are going to win that game. So you and I disagree.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Game 2 in Cincinnati, same month. So I just switched to circle the 15th. The Chiefs are playing the Bengals. And a couple things. Notice how there's no rain that day, and it's 86 degrees that day.
It's a little hot.
So I'm coming to Kansas City for that game, and I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Bengals. But Burrowhead, are they going to come in? Cincinnati often starts out slow. What do you think?
Right. I think we're going to win that one too. That game, the Bengals and the Chiefs, is kind of a minor little rivalry, and I don't think we're going to allow them to come into Arrowhead and win.
Right. And so we're going to agree on that one. So you think the Chiefs are 1-1? I think the Chiefs are 2-0 at that point. All right. So if we go back to the global predictor here, all right, and we do zoom into Buffalo for that big game on November the 17th, you can literally zoom down to the stadium, wherever it is. I don't know. There's some kind of monument there, but if you click on Buffalo, I'm not sure where it is. It gives you the address. If you're doing this, remember, get the Global Predictor Pro. It's only $5.99 a month, $49.99 a year at a discount right now. You get the forecast for Buffalo. There it is. And here it is for November. Just up here on top, you have September, October, November. And you go to November 17th. It says 47 degrees for a high.
Which isn't bad.
Precipitation. Ooh, it looks dry.
Right. Yeah.
Any snow? Maybe it does have some snow, but when you see precipitation, that means maybe a few flurries in the morning or something. Yeah. So the more significant precipitation would be after that game, the way things are looking. And again, you can toggle to millimeters or degrees Celsius by just clicking on this blue button. So you got your month by month and your forecast for Buffalo. So as we go back to the PowerPoint, I got a little closer inversion of this. And the prediction for the Buffalo game, let's see, here is Buffalo. So 47 for a high. And again, that's slightly above average, as you pointed out, right?
Right.
And the dry weather. So maybe a few flurries, it's 37 in the morning. So probably no impact from snow based on this. But there's a little caveat. What is happening in October and November, Doug? that we haven't mentioned yet?
The new LRC is setting up, which
Explain
is going to
that.
last for the whole next year.
Yes. So by this date, a new pattern will set up, and by around late October, early November, we will be updating the forecast from this date forward for all of your games. There may be some adjustments to the forecast that you see on there.
Yeah, because I mean, especially right after this, and we knew this last year, a lot of playoff games, and we were able to use the LRC to accurately predict what the Baltimore Ravens games because they thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl.
I know exactly. We did. We were forecasting for the Ravens and the Chiefs, and then the Ravens ended up playing the Chiefs. So that was quite a rivalry on the forecasting I was doing for the Ravens and the Chiefs. So crazy. So here's all the games. So Doug, you picked what did you think about the Bills? What did you think for the Bills?
I thought we beat the Bills.
Right.
I really did. I kind of thought we were going to get into a little bit of a slump. Now, I know this is atypical for Andy Reid coming out of a bye, but the 49ers and then the Raiders, that back to back, I think that may be kind of our mid-season wake-up call of, hey, if you guys want to three-peat, we gotta put this stuff together. So
I've got them losing to Buffalo at Buffalo.
okay.
I think that the Chiefs are going to be on a roll. We'll look at the rest of the games in a second, but that's just one of the few losses I have. You don't have many losses either.
I know. I mean, last year they lost 6 games. They went 11-6. So
I know it was a struggle. I think the first two games are important. If you're wrong and they lose, if they beat Baltimore, which I think they will be doing, if they beat Baltimore and Cincinnati, then they're going into Atlanta on game 3. In fact, let me go back to the schedule so we can see the schedule and just go game by game. So
okay.
So you have them 0-1, I have them 1-0. Cincinnati, I've got the Chiefs beating the Bengals, so they're 2-0, and you think they're 1-1. At Atlanta, what do you think?
I think they'll win.
Okay. And the game might not be impacted by weather because that's an indoor stadium.
Right.
So at Atlanta, and I agree they're going to win. So I think they're 3-0. You're 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
At the Los Angeles Chargers.
I think they'll win. I know they got a new coach and they're going to be a run heavy team, but I just, they're early in their new tenure. So I think we'll get them.
I think Jim Harbaugh is, it's weird. If Justin Herbert had the weapons he had with Keenan Allen
Right.
and Williams that he's had in the past, I would say the Chargers might win that game, but I think he has to develop new weapons, and it's going to be a challenge, and the Chiefs are going to win. So I'm 4-0, you're 3-1 against New Orleans on a Monday night football game on October 7th.
I think they'll win that.
I think so too. So, oops, don't show this final. Let's go back here just a second. Hold on, you gotta
It's okay. You couldn't really tell what it said.
I know. So we got our results here in a second. So we were at 5-0 for me, and you're 4-1 bye week. Then they go to San Francisco at 5-0 or 4-1. What do you think?
I think this is where we go into our slump. I think we lose to the 49ers.
Okay. I think they lose to the 49ers. You think they go on a 2-game losing streak?
I do, because we've never lost in Vegas. I mean, we've won a Super Bowl in the Raiders stadium. They beat us on Christmas Day. They're pumped up. They got their new coach. I just think this is where our wake up call is. And then,
So you're 4-3.
4-3.
And I am, I believe at that point I lost a win, so I'm 6-1, and you're 4-3.
Yep.
Tampa Bay,
we'll win.
Okay, I agree. Denver,
I think we'll win.
I agree. And then I have the Bills as a loss. You?
I have the Bills as a win.
Okay. Carolina Panthers, they better not lose to them.
No, I got that as a win.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
I have that as a win. So we're going to be mad about losing in their place. So we're going to beat them.
That's on Prime Video.
Yeah.
And then the Los Angeles Chargers.
I have this as a loss.
Okay, I have it as a win,
Okay.
and we'll see. I just think that I just don't want to see any success for the
I
Chargers.
know, I know.
So I can't accept that we would lose to them, but that could happen. Cleveland Browns at Cleveland.
I got to win.
The Houston Texans at Arrowhead on
Yeah, and I got
December
that as a
21st.
win. And
And then,
that may be a playoff preview. You never know.
okay, Houston might be very good. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh on Christmas Day. The
On
3 days rest.
Netflix.
3 days on Netflix. On
Yeah.
Netflix. Look at that.
Here's what I'm hoping on the Christmas Day is that we have pretty much our seed locked up and we don't have to play our starters, but I still think we'll win it.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And then the Denver Broncos at Denver, last game of the season.
Yeah, I'm still hoping we got some kind of a seed locked up, but I think we'll win that. I mean, even if our starters play, that's a big rest. What is that? About 11-day rest?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Denver Broncos are very interesting. We'll get to this to our forecast here in just a second, but the Denver Broncos are more scary than I thought because I'm here in Denver now in the area. I watched Bo Nix play this past weekend, and did you know that he is the most accurate passer and like one of the top, if not the top, in college football history?
I did not, but I have heard the buzz that because you live in the Denver suburbs now that they're pretty high on Bo Nix.
I know. I'm a little worried because 77%, 77% on his completion rate. So
wow.
And I also see I'm worried about that guy. I think that the Broncos might be better than I thought they were going to be. But that last game of the season, if the Chiefs are 14-2, like I'm predicting, they're not going to need to win. Their starters aren't going to play. They already probably have the bye secured. Right. And so I put that down as a loss.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying Bo Nix is similar to Drew Brees, and that's what Sean Payton likes. So they may work really well together.
Yeah. So
but one thing I'm noticing on the schedule, which is different for us, especially old football fans, is you got ESPN, Prime Video, Peacock, Netflix. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So here's your forecast.
Yep.
13-4. Doug has the Ravens as a loss. The 49ers is a loss. The Las Vegas Raiders is a loss. The Los Angeles Chargers is a loss. And he's going to go for a 13-4, and they get the bye. That's what you think?
Yep, I do.
And then my prediction is 14-3. They'll go 5-0. They lose to the 49ers. Then they end up 8-1. 8-1 coming into Buffalo. And Buffalo's going to beat the Chiefs. Okay, I hope not. But then they're 8-2. They go all the way to that last game at 14-2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm expecting. So let's go into that at Denver January 5th game. All right, let's just
go look. Yeah, let's take a look
on the global predictor. So here again, if you're going to Denver for that last game of the season, maybe the Chiefs will be 16-0, about to be 17-0. You go into Denver.
Yeah.
You click on the stadium and you go to January 5th, and it's got 32 degrees for a high.
Ugh.
The low 15.
Ugh.
Any snow? No snow.
Okay.
So 32 for high, 15 for a low, and no snow. Of course, this is with the old LRC. Again, you go to Weather 2020, just click on the global predictor, and you can download it there and get your forecast for any game all the way through Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, Doug is in New Orleans.
Yeah. Which they're in a dome, but it'd be Bourbon Street going and all that stuff.
Here's New Orleans, February on the 9th, 63 for a high.
That's not bad.
44 for a low, and the week before in the 40s, it looks like.
Yeah.
A little cold for there. and it's got rain after the Super Bowl week,
Yeah,
but that's based on the old LRC.
and we can handle that.
I know.
Yeah, so we'll have a new update on that around November, which will go, well, by that time, it'll go all the way out to May
That's right.
through severe weather season. So
So there you
I
go.
was looking up, I was
Yeah.
looking up yesterday the average first frost for Joplin, and it's October 13th. I can't believe we're talking about the average first frost in 2 months,
I
under
know.
2 months.
And I'm here in Colorado, so the average first snow happens near the end of October. So here we go. I'm
That's
less than 2
crazy.
months away from my first snow.
But you saw snow in May, right?
I didn't say, well, I saw snow in May because I drove up into the mountains.
Okay.
But at my place, April 27th, it snowed pretty good.
Okay.
So, and the LRC predicted it.
Nice.
So,
That's what I want to hear.
So anyway, go to the Global Predictor, go to the App Store on Google Play or the Apple stores, and you can just search for Global Predictor and download it. There's no competition. It's an amazing tool, Doug. What are your viewers? What are your fans thinking?
I've always had pretty good feedback on it, especially because most of my viewers, they know that I've been talking about long range forecasting for 25 years. So they know you and I have been pretty invested in trying to get this. And this is kind of your dream, your little baby that you've always had a vision for what, 20 years that you've wanted to do?
Yep, well, for the last 10 years, I've had this idea. Every bride needs to know about this. So, because who doesn't want to get your wedding forecast? So when it gets to January and the new LRC is set up and you're getting married in April, May, June, 6 months out, or if it's March and all the way through August, you can get your wedding forecast. And even if it shows rain, it gives you peace of mind. And as we say, get peace of mind for $5.99. It costs $5.99 a
Yeah.
month or $49.99 a year for our fans right now at a discount.
One of the biggest, I guess, fans that I've had of the Global Predictor, especially in my part of the country, is hunters, because they want it to be cool, especially when the deer are moving in the fall, or if they're going, pheasant hunting in the spring or turkey hunting. They want the weather in that range where they know the animals are going to be moving. So I've had a lot of good feedback from hunters.
Right. And so I love that. So in December, when the new LRC is completely established, and for those of you who don't understand, the weather pattern sets up every year in October, November, and we literally predicted the first 3 hurricanes of the season were predicted by using the LRC weeks to months in advance. The same kind of thing hunters can use for planning, especially when we get to December, for January, February, March, April, planning for when you're going to go hunting, the best week to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so Doug, we're down. That's our predictions. We're both thinking the chance of a three-peat is there, especially if they do as well as we think. Of course,
Yeah.
injuries. Mahomes needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, and Hollywood Brown, I know he has a history of injuries. He proved it on the very first play of preseason, but he's got to stay healthy too.
He's got to stay healthy. Xavier Worthy, the rookie. Travis Kelce's getting older. Chris Jones is getting older.
Yeah.
But we have some superstars all around. And gosh, if Mahomes is healthy, I think they're focused. They know what they want to do. They went through a tough year last year and won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Right.
It was a down year.
Yeah.
So, and then even 2 years ago when we beat Philadelphia, that was a rebuild year.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So anyway, what do you all think? Give us some feedback on the Global Predictor on our predictions, and go Chiefs.